it's me, Kirsten. Welcome to the It's Giving Mystical podcast, and welcome to your card of the week for the week ahead. The week of January 5th, 2024. How's it going? How do you think this 8 energy is showing up in your life? How does it feel to you? 8 is a power number. It's a power number, guys, and it's all about learning to be a formless being in a container, in an incarnate, in a wild body, and learning to value the both sides of that coin, the yin and the yang, valuing the beautiful spirit that you are, universal and blessed and angelic and limitless, and this very needy, very sensual, very wild body that you live in. Can you honor both of them? Can you feel the sacred quality of both of them? That is the question on the table in an 8-year, and so much of what you'll be learning is how those two things inform each other, how the materiality of our world is sacred, and how the spiritual in our world is only as interesting as it is real. Like, it's only as intriguing as it can be made into form. There's something so beautiful about the 8, the infinite loop of possibility that exists in the 8. I hope that you are finding that new weather likable, whatever I'll talk about this more in the monthly podcast, but whatever your personal numerology is for the year, your birth year, you can now layer on the 8 energy. You layer on the 8, remove the 7, and feel into that. What is the new texture? What is the new quality of that atmosphere? What's the landscape? What's the setting? What's the stage on which you are performing your beautiful, beautiful role of a lifetime as you? The card I pulled for us this week is the 3 of Wands. The 3 of Wands is such a curious card. It is a card of deep power and knowing. The 3 of Wands is one of the only cards in the deck where they face away from us. Their back is fully to us. And what that says, what that's teaching us in their red cloak of passion, what that's teaching us is that they don't need anyone else's opinion. They don't need to worry about what we think of their journey. They don't need our our input. They don't need our perspective. They are content. As I've said a million times before, 3s are the perfection of the suit. So the 3 of Wands is this incredibly generative, creative, passionate, confident expression of our fire energy. If you know, you know. Like, I know who I am. I know why I've come. And I see the road before me with clear eyes. I believe in my own power to generate possibility, to generate energy, to generate creativity, to generate sensuality and sexuality, that I can generate on all these levels, that my abundance is immeasurable. The 3 of Wands is concerned with their own fire, concerned with their own cultivation, concerned with, what does it feel like? Why am I here? What's happening for me right now? What fire is burning in my heart and in my soul? What am I trying to create? What matters to me? How good can this all feel? How good can this all feel? The 3 of Wands usually contains a character who looks like they have walked it. They've been through it, as my kids would say, been through it. Been run through, as some other people would say. Been run through. The 3 of Wands is not a character who shows up shiny and new. The 3 of Wands is someone who shows up a little beaten up by life, a little banged up by the experience of what should have been, what might have been, what was. And now you're here. Now you're here. And the 2 of Wands and the 3 of Wands are interesting cards to study because they are very similar. They're like, there's not a lot of movement between the 2 and the Wands and 3 of Wands if you look at the cards. Like, if you look at the suits of a deck, so you pull out all the swords, you pull out all the wands or all the cups, you see there's like material transformation, transition from card to card. So it's not often that 2 cards will mirror each other so closely when they're right next to each other, but the 2 of the Wands and the 3 of Wands do that. And they do that partially because there's a confidence developed in the 3 of Wands. One of the coolest things you notice about the 2 of Wands is, and the transition to the 3 of Wands, is the 2 of Wands, it looks so good, man. It looks so good. You're on this beautiful patio. You have the sea stretched out before you. You have the world in your hands. Literally, he's holding the world in his hands. You have the world in your hands, your fortune to be made, like adventure to be had. And yet, your wands are bolted into the wall. So it's like, I want it so bad. I see it. I'm excited about life. But do I trust it? Do I trust it? Do I trust myself? And whatever happens on this journey between the Two of Wands and Three of Wands, something both dies and is reborn. I would say this transition is similar to the Phoenix rising in that the Three of Wands, the guy doesn't look so shiny. It doesn't look so new. It doesn't look so clean. It doesn't look so perfect. And yet the set of their shoulders, they're firm, facing into the sun, facing what's coming, facing the truth of the journey is one thing. And then you look at their wands, and their wands are just there. They're just there. They're just planted and alive and firm and clear. It's very like vigorous. It's very virile. It's the sense of I have just to be and my fire takes shape. I have just to be and life turns me on. There's something about the confidence and the set of the shoulders that is remarkable. So that's just an interesting arc because the Two of Wands looks so pretty, man. And the Three of Wands looks a little more ragged. And yet, if you had to choose, I guess it would say a lot about where you are in your life if you had to choose. There's something about choosing to be the one who can handle their business. You know what it reminds me of? Aragorn in Lord of the Rings, Ranger. Do we know him? Do we love him? Like, probably my first crush. But there's a way in which Strider, he plays the character of Strider, he's a ranger, and there's something about him that is worn from the road and knocked down, and yet there's a strength, an iron, a forming of his soul, his spirit, and his clarity that happens by that time on the road, that what do you call that? Exile. Three of Wands too. Do you want to be in the castle where it looks good and it's clean and everything's organized for you, and again, the world is in your hand? Or do you choose to be the one who has walked it and is still standing, and standing with a type of effortlessness, a type of surety and confidence and steadiness? So I say all that because the Three of Wands showing up for us in the beginning of this year is kind of a cool message. It has the sense of you know yourself in a new way, and you freaking worked for that. You worked hard for that. And no one really knows what it's like to be you. And no one really knows what that golden light that you follow looks like or feels like. And in this week ahead, just notice that. Notice your own sense of expansion and confidence in who you are and what you're doing and what you're choosing and the path you're walking. Notice any new experience you have of your fire energy. Do you know? What do you know? And how do you know? And how good does it feel to know? And what kind of knowing is that? Is it a mental knowing? Because that's not really what we're talking about. This is a body knowing. This is a standing on your own 2 feet and being like, I trust this. I trust me. I trust life. I trust the fire. I trust the fire to come and be with me. I woke up the other day. Oh my God, dude. Dreams are so crazy. I was having a dream, and in the dream, the song by Bon Jovi, It's My Life, was playing. And I woke up, and in my brain, echoing so loud was, it's my life, it's now or never. And then he goes on to say, I just want to live while I'm alive. And all day that was just pushing in my brain. And it was I felt like a message for me, but it also felt like a message, I guess I'm sharing it here. This is that Three of Wands energy. This is it. This is your life. It's now or never. And I think there's a part of you that probably recognizes that. There's a part of you that feels the truth of that, the momentary portal into that is this week. Okay, so what are you going to do with that? Remember that fire energy is alive. It's not meant to be clutched, burn yourself. It's not meant to be suffocated. It will go out. It's not meant to be kept. The query and the question for this week is, remember why you do the things that you do. Remember why you've made the choices you've made. Remember why you are here now. What did you decide? What did you prioritize? What mattered to you? What lit you up? What turned you on? What brought you to this moment? There's a recognition in the Three of Wands that what you choose, how you are, how you show up has an impact wider than yourself. There's a sense of how you bring your fire to space. How do you bring your light to space? How do you bring your confidence, your creativity, your sexuality, your passion to a space, your intuition, your fire? And why? What kind of gift is that? Is it a gift? All of that comes up in this energy. So the invitation in the Three of Wands week is to feel yourself, to feel what it's taken for you to arrive at this moment. Feel your confidence, feel your faith in yourself, feel your power. And from that place, remember why this even mattered. Remember why, whatever your life looks like, wherever you find yourself, why? Why did you choose this? Why did this matter? What was the idea, the spark, the passion that brought you here? Just connect back to that, touch that briefly, allow it to kind of wash through your field, and then trust yourself as you look to the future. Again, an 8-year is a power year. It's a very material year. It means that things will show up in the world. There's an important moment here at the beginning of the year after the planets have finished their retrograde where you just want to sit and look and say this. So I encourage you to plant your wand, plant your truth, your seed, your anchor into this moment. I trust myself. I know why I've come. I have my eye to the horizon, and now I choose accordingly. Very powerful year ahead of us. Very powerful image and card to begin the year on. And I just honor the part of you that's walked through fire to arrive here. I honor the part of you that has dissolved itself, dissolved its ideas of what should have been, what should be, where you might have been, and is willing to sit with where you are. And what is the strength it's taken for you to arrive here. There are no accidents. You are not here by mistake. And it's precious. You gotta live while you're alive, man. Like Bon Jovi says, it's my life, now or never. I wonder what that means for you. I hope that it brings you a sense of renewed faith in exactly who you are, your genius, your magic, your medicine. Aho. Check you later. It's giving everything is sacred. It's giving art. It's giving light you up and turn you on and set you free. It's giving curiosity. It's giving freedom. It's giving love. It's giving you are more magical and powerful than you can comprehend. It's giving, I don't know what's happening, but I am so here for it. It's giving you are pure potential. It's giving mystical.